And welcome back to the state-only, Ohio-only Madden 23 Sim Fantasy Franchise Challenge. It's a very long name, but today we will be finishing off the rest of the first season, starting off with a game against Pitt. We will be simming most of these, watching some here and there, but before we get in, it does look like we have a couple things to take care of before we jump into any simming and action. First up is a little talk we're having here with Zeke Elliott. Man, I'm still upset about that loss last week. I did everything I could, but it wasn't enough. And I want our next game to be different. So keep feeding me the ball against Pittsburgh. I'm going to pick up where I left off, and I'm going to show those dudes what an elite running back looks like. We need to get Zeke 4+ touchdowns or 200+ rushing yards / receiving yards to get him a dev boost up to an X factor. We also have our assistant GM coming to us and being like, hey, you should check out this middle linebacker, Durian McCain. But remember, we could only draft guys who are from a school in Ohio. Somehow, our assistant GM doesn't know that. So, while he might be really good, unfortunately, Durian McCain, not coming here. But as for guys that very well could be coming here, we could make that pick with the focus scouting. Now, I was going to have one of them be Kevin Ramsey, but we actually know 100% what he is, and he's a potential undrafted guy. So, not great there. We definitely will be having Rayshawn Holiday on that list, as well as the free safety, who is 95% completed. So, we're close. We'll find out the rest of that information here, hopefully. But now everyone else is potential undrafted, so I kind of just have to choose somebody. And of the potential guys left, there is one interesting guy here. I'm looking over at the right-hand side past the completion percentage, where it gives us 4 ratings and what they are looking like. So for Craig Richmond, who is a potential undrafted center, he has A to C impact block with C awareness, C pass block, and B to D run block. He could potentially be someone, so we'll add him. We'll see how that turns out. As for players ready to negotiate with, there's quite a few. We will handle that in the last few weeks of the season, but we're all pretty much set to go for the sim here. I'll take care of the weekly strategy. And while I have you here, let's show a little bit of some upgrades. I don't always show all of them. Sometimes when they pop up in certain situations, I will. But let's go ahead and upgrade Jeff Okudah, going with the man-to-man upgrade. And he'll get +2 press, which is good. He's more of our slot guy, but he's definitely getting better. Up to 78 without the minus there for man coverage. And press is looking pretty good. He honestly could play on the outside, but we have our outside guys for now. Our quarterback, Desmond Ridder, also gets the upgrade here. We will go with strong arm, and he will get a +3 for awareness and 1 to throw power. So awareness, really good, especially in sim. And throw power, 92. That's pretty good. And speaking of his awareness, if I could find out where it is actually up to an 81. So that's pretty good for a rook. And for our last upgrade, we have Chris Olave, who will get the deep threat archetype boost here. And he'll get a +1 to awareness, catching, and juke, and +2 to deep and medium route running. So hopefully that'll help us try to spread out the ball a little bit. His route runnings are in really good spots. We really just need to work on the release. The release is what will kind of hold him back. But with that done, I'll do the weekly strategy, and we'll sim on over to the next week and see if we were maybe able to complete some of these little challenges. And we had a shootout, but one that we do end up dropping. We made a comeback in the fourth quarter, scoring 25 of our 42 points, but we needed 49 to tie, so we came close, just not quite close enough. Let's see how we did individually here with the player stats. And it looks like Logan Woodside actually threw a touchdown. It was only on one play, so maybe a fake field goal kind of situation. As for Desmond Ridder, he had 3 touchdowns, solid, 431 passing yards, great. 2 interceptions, not very good. and completion percentage was 62%, so not awful. Just needs to clean up the turnovers. That's a problem in Madden. There is a lot of turnovers. Zeke Elliott gets 80 yards and a touchdown on 16 carries. He needed 200 total yards or 4 touchdowns. So he either needed to have 120 plus receiving yards or 3 receiving touchdowns. And he is not anywhere towards the top, so he did not get that boost. But Chris Moore had a great game. 5 catches, 132 yards, 2 touchdowns. Our rookie tight end, Jeremy Ruckert, 11 catches, 126 yards, and a touchdown. Curtis Samuel back in this game. He was, I believe, injured for most of last week, or last episode. He had 6 catches, 79 yards. Wilson had 4 for 43. Farrell also had 3 for 22. Zeke only had 4 for 21 and no touchdowns, so came up about 100 yards short. And then Mike Boone had 1 for 8. So there's that. In terms of our offense, Decker and Petit Frere, I literally just listened to it and already forgot how to pronounce it. Petit Frere. I think maybe I'm close there. Probably not. Honestly, reminds me of the French lady from Harry Potter. So, on defense, 9 tackles led us with Jerome Baker. He's been solid for us in the middle. Tackles for a loss, we had 6. 2 for Hankins and then 1 for Baker, Holmes, McMillan, and I remember this one too. I looked it up at the first episode. Togiai. That's what it was. Togiai. It'll click eventually. Sacks, we did not have a single sack. We need to make sure we're getting a sack a game at least, but we do have 2 picks. Von Bell and Jeff Okudah each get 1. And then, I always like to check forced fumbles and none. So, a decent game for us. 4 for 4 on extra points, 2 for 2 on field goals. Sloman hasn't played too bad, considering I think he's only like a 67 overall. But we'd still end up dropping this game. It was a close one, but not a victory. We've still only won 1 game this season. We've had some close games. We've had some really not so close games. So hopefully we could start to see things come together a little bit towards the end. And Zeke was embarrassed by his performance. He wanted to prove that he was an X factor, but he didn't. He got half the amount of yards. I mean, still 100 plus yards a game is solid, but if you're looking for X factor, you're going to need more than that. So we'll go ahead and sim the Titans and the Chiefs game. We'll get over to week 14. If anything pops up in between now and then, I'll let you know. And we are right back the next week. We just squeaked out a victory against the Titans. We'll look in depth at that in a second with a 37-34 victory, but a bunch of things popped up over here with weekly awards, breakout receiver, breakout linebacker, when we had 2 of our linebackers actually injured in the last game. Unstoppable force, trench boost, playing spoiler, some upgrades, a huge week here for us. So let's start working our way through, and we'll start with the weekly awards. Take a quick look at who did what for us. And Ritter put together a solid game for us. 30 of 46 for 389 yards, 3 passing touchdowns, was sacked twice, and carried the ball 6 times for 21 yards. Not too bad of a day. And because of that performance, we might have a breakout receiver here, maybe for one of our younger guys. Just wanted to say, really appreciated you involving me in the game plan last week. It gets boring out there running routes and never seeing the ball, We've seen the script over and over again. Keep throwing it my way. I truly believe I have the potential to be one of the best players on this team, and all I need is the opportunity to prove it. And it is Chris Olave. He needs 3+ touchdowns or 150+ rushing/receiving yards. We've seen him get close to that before, at least in terms of the yards. We'll see if he could do it against the Chiefs, but a few other guys also have some breakouts here, or boosts available to them. And Jerome Baker, coach, you've really let me play to my instincts recently, and I can't thank you enough. Last week was one of my best performances I've had since college. If I could put another game like that against the put together another game like that against the Chiefs, it'll go a long way towards establishing me as a leader on this team. He will need to either have 1+ interception, tackle for a loss, force fumbles, or sacks, or we have to hold the Chiefs to less than 250 total yards. However, we will have to do all that against a Chiefs team that is 10-1. Coach, you're tasked with facing the Chiefs and their high-powered offense this week. Where does stopping them start? Forcing turnovers. I think that'll be key for us. You have to force turnovers and take the ball away. It either helps keep points off the board for them, gives you a chance to score them yourself, or both. When that happens, winning is a lot easier. We need to force 2 turnovers against the Chiefs. And to help us do that, looks like we're going to get a boost to our trenches, possibly. Coach, your team was able to throw at will in your last win. You have to be excited about the offensive line's ability to keep your quarterback clean, which was pretty good because we were also missing one of our best linemen in that game. Of course, they don't get enough credit for the job they do up front. It all starts with them, and they're a crucial part to the success of our passing game. The amount of sacks you allow against the Chiefs will determine how much XP each offensive lineman earns. This is a big week. And our GM calls us and our assistant GM calls us in. I know this season hasn't gone exactly the way we wanted it to, but it's important to remember that we can't just phone it in for the rest of the year. Definitely, it's way too early to be throwing in the towel. If you're able to go out and show these guys that we can play at the top, play with the top teams, blah, blah, blah. I completely butchered that. Beat the Chiefs for a significant boost to your roster. I think we might need to watch some of this game. And that's all the big things taken care of. I'm going to go ahead and do the weekly strategy, upgrade some players, and let's jump into this Chiefs game. There's a lot on the line here. And I normally don't show the screen, but in such a huge game, we will be missing 2 of our running backs, Zeke Elliott and Warren II, both injured. Zeke had a PCL sprain and Warren with a hip pointer. Haven't even gotten over to the defensive side yet, but that is a huge injury for us. So we'll be left with Mike Boone as our starting running back. Luckily no injuries on defense, but that's huge. And we are in home game against the Chiefs. A lot of XP and development really on the line here for us. Of course, like I said, missing our starting running back in Zeke Elliott. Mike Boone gets the start here today. And we start off with a run for 1 yard. Not great. We'll spread wide here. Shotgun set. Ritter drops back. Looking for someone. And no one ever broke open. We'll take a sack. 3rd and 18. Frank Clark gets the sack. And on 3rd and 18, I don't really know how many people design plays for this. We'll come out tight shotgun set here. And again, waiting, and something will pop open. And that'll be a completion to Ruckert, but won't give us the first down. Only getting back up to the 29. We'll be punting away on our first offensive possession. And the Kansas City Chiefs come out, and somehow they still manage to draft Mahomes. So a great quarterback we need to try to limit here today, as he will go for a first down. Receiver fighting for yards. We'll get 11 on the play and a first down thrown to Jamison Crowder. That's a bit of a surprise. I'm sure we'll see quite a bit of shotgun set. 1 to the top, 2 to the bottom, with a running back in the backfield, possibly Hunt maybe? Number 27 still rumbling, going, and he's got breakaway speed. 12 in pursuit will finally bring him down. That's Alexander Madison. I don't think Madison has that much speed. And I could say that as a Vikings fan. I've watched him. I don't think he has that much speed. But a huge gain there on a... It should have not been that big of a play. Gain of 4 to follow it up. completed to Conklin, a couple former Vikings here. At least in this universe, former Vikings. Go with a draw down the middle, and there's a stop. Pete Warner back in this game. Missed the previous with a hip pointer injury, I think it was. Bring up a 3rd and 8. Would be great to get a stop here. Force a field goal attempt. And Holmes going to scramble. Rolling out to the bottom. Has plenty of running room, and he is in. Well, it was bad, and then it looked maybe okay, and then it finished bad. Now let's see if our offense could have any better of a second possession starting at the 28. Be a shotgun pass here. Ritter will dump it off to the bottom, and no, not complete. Bring up a 2nd and 10. I'm assuming we had Boone down there, but honestly couldn't even see a single person. Be a quick pass here, and that's intercepted. Most likely will be a pick 6, number 20. And yeah, he's going to add another touchdown to the board here for the Chiefs. We'll jump into some early simming here, or quick simming. And we'll start our 3rd possession on offense with a penalty on Chase Young, then 11 yards for, I think it was Curtis Samuel. Sack Frank Clark, making it 3rd and 9, and pass knocked away. So far, our offense has not been able to move the ball. But the Chiefs, they have been able to move the ball. Bradley Roby breaks that one up, though. And then 14 yards to Christian Kirk. And then 26, Jamison Crowder. You could do really about anything when you have Mahomes back there at quarterback in Madden. And Alexander Madison running pretty well. 3rd and 1. Gets plenty of yards. Gain of 7. Another 3. They got a bunch of yards airing it out. And then a steady running. Christian Kirk brings them close to the 10. Now inside the 5. 2nd and 4. Close. I was wrong. It wasn't inside the 5. Now it definitely is. Penalty on Sam Hubbard. Free first down. Another penalty on the defense. And there it is. Alexander Madison gets in again. Well, with how this game is going, let's just continue to quick sim here. Get towards halftime as Boone gets some yardage. There's a first down. Curtis Samuel, gain of 15. And then intercepted Kevin King. Chiefs take over inside the 35 and steady marching. See what they could do. Most likely we'll be tacking some more points on the board if what they have done continues. But we do get a stop. We'll actually force a field goal here. Just kidding. They'll go for it on 4th down and get it. And Conklin touchdown, already 28-0. I think we might need to go ahead and sim through the rest of this game. Well, let's see what we could do in a bit of a even quicker sim. Another touchdown for Kansas City. Hey, we get a field goal on the board. It's all right. Kansas City scores again. Another field goal for us. Some more Kansas City points. Can we get a touchdown on the board before the end of the game? Doesn't look like it. Nope. That was bad. That was bad. In this game, Desmond Ridder under 50% completion, 0 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. I feel like we might need to tone down the interception slider. I know Mr. Hurricane did that on his series, his sim series as well. So we might need to do that. Might wait for the end of the season to do that. But yeah, in terms of rushing, 5 attempts for 10 yards for Mike Boone. That is awful. Chris Olave did have the most receptions, or tied for the most receptions, 2nd amount of yards. So it had about 10 yards a catch. Curtis Samuel, 76 yards on 5. Just really wasn't a good game. Really is at all. We do give up 4 sacks as well. 2 for Taylor Decker. Defense, Denzel Ward led us in tackles. Jerome Baker needed a sack, forced fumble, interception, tackle for loss, something. And he has no tackles for loss, no sacks, no interceptions, and no forced fumbles. So neither the receiver nor linebacker will be getting that dev boost, because I doubt we kept them under 250 total yards. Yeah, I was about to say, oh, we did. No, that was us. We had 213. They had 434. Not good. And let's just quickly try to get through all of these little side screens, because we know none of them are going to be very good. Didn't get the job today. Disappointed. So are we. So are we. And Jerome Baker, same thing. Wasn't the elite performance he was hoping for, but he says he gave a lot of effort. He's going to blame other people. It's not really the captain way of doing things there, Jerome. And now we have to face the media. Facing an offense like this is something that can cause you to lose sleep during the week. Are you happy with how the defense played? No. I'd be a lot happier if we'd won, I could tell you that. We'll study the film and look at all the areas we need to get better on. Yeah, again, I should read more. But either way, we're going to lose some morale there. It's not like we haven't already lost morale. And we did give up 4 sacks, so I'm not sure how that's going to help in terms of a boost for our line. Coach, your offensive line shut out the defense in the sack column last week, but this week they had some trouble keeping him clean. Yeah, we'll look at the film and see what happened. Same kind of thing as last time. Just going to look at the film. And because of that, we earned 0 XP. This week could not have gone worse. And even our GM comes up to us, our assistant GM, would have been nice to pull off the upset, but nobody expects us to win a game like that anyway. Keep fighting, and we'll get this thing turned around. We're going to figure it out soon. I could feel, let me guess, we're going to watch the tape? Because that helps so much last time. Well, that could have definitely been a good week for us, a really good week in helping build this team up, but instead we earned literally nothing from that. So yeah, we'll go ahead and sim on over to the next week, which again is another game we will check out against the Browns. Don't know how much we'll watch, but that is round 2 of the Ohio Bowl. And we are jumping straight in here to the game against the Browns. And so far this season, the Browns actually account for half of our wins so far. We'll start the game off with a read option. Goes Desmond Ridder, gain of 7. Would have liked to see him slide down instead of face plant, but I mean, at least he didn't take a solid hit. That's always a positive. And again, go with a bit of a delayed handoff there. A bit of a draw. Zeke Elliott back in this game gets us the first down, gain of 5. And now we'll spread wide here. 2 receivers to the top, 2 to the bottom. See what we could do. Trying to air the ball out a little bit, but instead, another handoff down the middle will be a gain of 2. And on 2nd and 8, we'll come out trips to the top. It was Ruckert alone at the bottom. And we'll check this one down to Zeke for a gain of 3. So far, a lot of short plays. I would like to see us air the ball out a little bit more here as we come out with twins to either side. And Ridder will air this one out, and a flag down. Possibly intended for Ruckert. Well, that'll be pass interference on Adrian Amos. Will give us a free first down, now past midfield. We'll come out with 3 to the bottom, including our tight end. Hand the ball off down the middle, though, but a solid stop by 56. Is that Calais Campbell? Not Calais Campbell. Hightower? I'm pretty sure it just said it, and I wasn't looking. Either way, we'll go with another run, and Zeke had some open running room, but instead he runs right at 55. It'll bring us a 3rd and 2. Logan Wilson with the tackles. We come out with a heavy set here. And we will run the ball right down the middle. Boone dancing, and he will get the first down. I was about to have a coach's talk with him about dancing rather than just getting downfield, but he does give us the first. So maybe I'll just have a polite coach's talk with him. Come out here empty, 3 to the top, 2 to the bottom, including Boone at the slot to the bottom, and that is where that ball was intended. But instead, inaccurate pass, and this is going to be a pick 6. Unless Ridder can get back there, doesn't look like it. That's not how we wanted to start the game, and that's why I think we're going to mess with the intentional grounding slider as well as the interceptions. At least from what I've heard, that should help with some quarterback accuracy being as bad as that was. And with a lot of games to get through today, we'll jump into a little bit quicker sim here. Nice first play from Garrett Wilson, followed up by 5 yards to Ruckert. Curtis Samuel getting 21 yards. We can pass the ball just fine, just consistency has been the issue. We have a lot of receiving targets, a young quarterback who has a lot of potential. We're going to need to see him fulfill that potential, though. 3rd and 7, touchdown, Zeke Elliott. And that is a great way for our offense to answer after the pick six on the first possession. Now we'll take a look at our defense. See what they could do against the Browns as they go with a quick pitch and not quick pitch, quick toss is more accurate. And a solid game. 44, or down to the 44, up to the 44. Robbie Anderson, gain of 19. They'll now come out under center in a tight formation here. Looks like a tight single back. They'll fake the handoff, play action. And someone downfield is wide open. Number 18 gets the catch. Quickly brought down by some of our DBs, but would hope for a little bit tighter coverage than that. Justin Jefferson. In the first matchup, we actually did pretty well at keeping Jay Jets pretty much out of the game. Only had one catch for about 15 yards. And so far today, already has tied that. We luckily get a bad pass on that first down. 2nd and 10. Twins to the top, one lone receiver at the very bottom. And Baker will air it out and find a receiver. That is not Jay Jets, number 19 that said earlier, and I already forgot who that was. And that's the end of the first quarter. This game tied 7-7. As the Browns come out to start the second quarter, they pretty much already have the first down. 3rd and inches, though. They will pass the ball to the outside, open receiver. Caught at the 18 and stopped there. That's number 7. And Everett, that's their tight end. That's right. Still getting used to the fact that tight ends can wear single-digit numbers in the NFL. You see it sometimes in college, but not all too often. And Jay Jets wide open there will get a first down inside the 5. Bradley Roby has been pretty solid for us at times. We've seen him get some turnovers, but did not have great coverage there. And they had a couple guys open on the slant route, but we're getting a rush. Sam Hubbard will finally get there, bringing down Baker Mayfield at the 16. 2nd and goal for quite a good distance to go. And on that 2nd and goal, they'll come out one lone receiver up top, Twins stacked at the bottom. Hard count for Baker, doesn't get anyone to jump, but they will find an open receiver. Number 19 gets back some of the yards, making it 3rd and goal at the 10. Quick little hurry up here for them as they bring up 2 to the top, one lone to the bottom is Jay Jets, I believe that might have been. I don't know, 2 very similar receivers, and I was wrong. Jay Jets was not at the bottom, he was up top. And that pass thrown out of the back of the end zone will bring out the field goal unit. And that ball is up, and it is through. Browns retake the lead, 10-7. And let's see if we could watch a possession on offense when our offense does something. I'd like to see them put a touchdown on the board here as we come out bunched to the top. Ritter waiting, and will take the sack instead of throwing it away, making it 2nd and 23. Not what we need to let happen. Empty set here on 2nd and very long. Quick pass, nice adjustment there from number 82. Is that Noah Brown? Don't know. It didn't pop up there. No, Quentin Morris, actually. Pretty sure that's our 3rd string tight end. Airing this one out, wide open. Number 15, Zeke Elliott to the house. Not a single person in coverage anywhere near him. And I'm pretty sure that is 2 touchdowns on the day for Zeke. And that was a very surprising play, if you couldn't tell. It looks like we're going to get a 3rd and 3, and first down, Javonte Williams. Solid running back here for the Browns as they get another good chunk. Pass knocked away, Denzel Ward. Haven't seen him force too many turnovers this year. In fact, I don't even know if he has a single interception. 3rd and 4, though, we get the stop, making it 4th and 5. Field goal good, but we still manage to hold a very slight lead. And we will do a little bit more of the quicker sim to get into the second half. Really nice play there. Curtis Samuel, gain of 18, followed up by 16 yards to Wilson, 8 yards to Elliott, and then only 1 yard for Zeke. Let's get the first down here. That's just a repeat of the same down. 3rd and 1, 10 yards. Chris Olave gives us the first down. 4 yards gets us inside the red zone. Steady moving so far with a little bit of run, a little bit of pass. Seeing a bit more of Chris on this drive. 2nd and goal. Pass thrown away. We need a touchdown here. 3rd and goal. Thrown away again. Can I jump in? And on 4th and goal, it did let me come in, and I did call a timeout to help us recuperate some stamina here. We're needing a touchdown. Nothing else will do for us. Desmond Ridder not able to find the gap. J.J. Watt. He was awful in the first game, meaning like he played very well for the Browns. But unfortunately, we're not getting anything there. Nothing really opened up. Felt like the pocket was collapsing. Tried to step up, buy some time, but J.J. Watt. And the Browns will take over, and their first play is a throwaway, followed by a second throwaway. 3rd and 10, they will get 8, and they should be punting this one away. Indeed they do. I kind of want to jump in and take control of this drive. With 21 seconds left, we only have one timeout, so not a whole lot of options to stop the clock here. We'll go with the one-on-one. That's Wilson who gets the snag. Quick call a timeout. A huge gain and a great play from Garrett Wilson, a rookie receiver. And with 14 seconds left, you think you probably have one last play. And this defense for the Browns is stacked. I don't know how they've had such a bad year. But we have Chris in the back, one-on-one. Oh, what? That was totally a touchdown. We can't even challenge it. Please tell me this was actually a touchdown, just because I would... Okay, can I actually see where the ball was thrown? There we go. He gets the catch. 1 foot, 2nd foot does land out of bounds. Okay, you're right, Madden. You're right. And with 8 seconds left, we do not take a sack here. We throw it away at the minimum. One-on-one again. Wilson holds. No, he doesn't. Ball pops out. Well, from just that short little bit, you could see Wilson has some potential to be really special. Sloman here with the field goal. Puts it through the uprights as we spread our lead just a little bit. But we'll head into halftime there. Plenty of potential there with Garrett Wilson. We just needed to develop those hands, the catch, the catch in traffic just a little bit, and I think he'll be a fantastic player for us. And as the second half kicks off here, Browns have the ball. They'll get a gain of 3, followed by a gain of 7. Do they get a first? Indeed it is. A little bit of running here to start their drive. Thrown away on 2nd down, 3rd and 6. 15 yards, Robbie Anderson gives them the first down, now past midfield and continuing to move the ball. A lot of rushes here for Javonte Williams. Baker throwing the ball away again, 2nd and 10. Pass knocked away, Jeff Okudah, 3rd and 10. Robbie Anderson first down, gain of 14. Pass knocked away, Jonathan Hankins, a swat at the line. Damian Pierce gets a gain of 3, and on 3rd and 7, Justin Jefferson touchdown. Browns take a 3-point lead. Now let's see if our offense can regain our lead, giving us a 4-score. That would be nice. 4-point lead would be even better because it's a real one. We will find Olave here, gets a solid gain of about 20 yards on our first play, getting us down to the 45. All right, I guess technically up to the 45. It's not down until you cross midfield. Come out here under center, 2 to the top, 1 spread down at the bottom off the screen. Ridder sitting in the pocket will find Garrett Wilson once again. Now past midfield. Now we're going down to the 41. That is Wilson's 5th catch for 107 total yards today. So he's definitely becoming one of our number 1 guys. Ruckert with the quick pass, only a gain of 1. On 2nd and 9 will come spread, 3 to the top, 1 to the bottom. And it will be a draw. Zeke out of the backfield will fight forward for a gain of a few. J.J. Watt brings him down. And I really wish J.J. Watt was as good as he is here with us in the Cardinals. We wouldn't have traded him away. Spoilers if you haven't seen it. But a good first down rush there on 3rd and 6, but a flag does come down. And that will back us up. Block in the back, Garrett Wilson. They call that on a player probably had nothing to do with the play. Really unfortunate. 3rd and 10. doesn't really actually back us up that many yards. And we will still get the first down. This time, Curtis Samuel down to the 23. Offense moving pretty steadily here. Don't want to jinx anything, so I'm going to tap on my desk, aka knock on wood. Pass across the middle. Oh, so close again from Garrett Wilson. And technically that wasn't across the middle. That was still more on the outside. Seeing a lot of potential there with Wilson. He needs a little bit more time to progress there. Nice rush there. Brings up a third and manageable. And on 3rd and 6, we will come out empty set, 2 to the bottom, including Zeke at that slot, 3 to the top. Won't be a quick pass. Slow develop, and Ruckert not able to hold on to it. Field goal unit coming out to tie the game. This would be the 2nd field goal for Sloman on the day, or 3rd? 2nd. Would be the 2nd. And that one is good. This game tied 20-20. And let's watch this drive here for our defense. We need a stop. We need the ball back. Our linebackers in sync there. Quick pass across the middle. 19 will get the catch and the first down, gain of about 12. Baker Mayfield pretty accurate today. He has missed on 10 of his throws. Completion of 13, I think it said. 13 or 16. And it's been primarily pass here for the Browns. Only 6 rushes. Although that doesn't make sense because I've definitely seen more than that. Maybe I just misread it. I don't know. Yeah, definitely over 6 because Williams alone has 8 for 44. So not sure what that graphic was. 2nd and 6 will be a quick drop back. And Jerome Baker gets his hand on it, breaks it away from Everett, knocks it away from Everett. Not able to get the INT. Brings up a 3rd and 6. Baker with a 1-step drop will go across the bottom and right to one of our waiting defenders there. Denzel Ward gets the quick tackle after Robbie Anderson gets maybe a gain of 1. And that ends the 3rd quarter. We head into the 4th quarter, brought to you by Perfect Vision 2020. And now our offense needs to put together a game-winning drive. Would be nice. At least give us the possibility of a game winner with a touchdown here would be good. Ruckert fighting forward, gain of about 12. Ritter 20 of 29, 326 yards on the day. I believe 1 passing touchdown, 1 interception. And following the first down, game will come out with 3 to the top. Ruckert will spread just off the line to the bottom, but Zeke gets a gain of 3. On 2nd and 7, will come out bunch to the bottom, 1 lone receiver up top. Be a pass across the middle. Olave breaks first contact, gets inside the 45. And for some reason, hiccups have come for me, so I'll try to make sure I don't hiccup in the mic. But a great play there from our young receiver. We have a lot of young talent across this team that we really would like to see progress pretty well. All the way to the outside, Curtis Samuel, I believe, gain of 3. And that was Curtis Samuel. 6 catches, 69 yards on the day for him. We really have a strong receiving core. We just need to make sure we have good enough blocking and allow them time to get open. Chris Olave once again, solid chunk gains. We're getting some chunks after chunks. 5 catches for him, 66 yards. So it seems like pretty much all of our big guys out there in the receiving group all have 60-plus yards. We'll go with Wilson here. This time gets about a gain of 10. They mark it just shy of the first down. And I was wrong earlier. Correction on the touchdowns for Ritter. He has 2. I thought Zeke ran it in the first time and then had the reception as well, but unless I'm mixing up games now. I could very well be mixing up games. 3rd and inches. Big one here. If we don't get it, I'm definitely going for it. But we're definitely going to get that. Great blocking up front, at least for a short bit, allowing us to get the first down. 12 rushes, 45 yards for Zeke. And that'll give us a first down at the 24. I would like to chew some clock here, but not sure if the CPU will do it. We'll go with a run, though. Good blocking. Gets forward for about a gain of 9. Down inside the red zone at the 15. Just inside the 15. More like the 14.5-yard line. So we come out with a full backfield. Dump it off Zeke. Fighting for it. And he's in. Either his second, maybe third, maybe even first touchdown. At this point, I'm confused on which games I've watched and what scores were from which. But Zeke, great job there, taking the dump off and just powering through. See, just a simple dump off there, no one in the middle. All Zeke had to do was turn around, gets to about the 2 is when he finally meets some people, and he just powers them over. Now we just need our defense to put this game away, and we can claim ourselves King of Ohio for the first season. Jerome Baker misses the tackle in the backfield. A quick group of the other Cats, Bengals. Wow, there's not even any blue on the field. Go with a quick, not a quick pass, should have been, but let's play develop a little bit. Close to the first down here, and the refs do give it to him. Gives them a first down at the 33. 3 receivers to the bottom. Pretty sure, yeah, 3 receivers to the bottom. Quick pass this time. Gonna find nobody but turf. On second down, they'll come out in that tight single back formation. And it will be a pass. Quick drop, throw to the outside. Everett with the catch. Some nice after the catch running, we'll call it. Gives them the first down at the 45, getting close to midfield. Again, 3 receivers at the bottom. Everett alone up top. Yet another pass will be a dump off. Williams gets the catch and then pretty quickly tackled by, is that Denzel Ward? I'm pretty sure Denzel Ward's wearing 12. And I'll bring up 2nd and 1, now passing midfield down to the 47. Be a hard count from Baker, and then handoff right down the middle, and a slight hesitation, but first down still gained as we hit the 2-minute warning. Of course, Browns need a touchdown to tie. Field goal won't help them much here. They have twins up top, 1 to the bottom. Quick pass rush. Jerome Baker hits home. First sack for him on the day, possibly first sack for us in general on the day. I can't remember seeing a sack at this point. Throw to the outside, nice pass from Baker. Will find his receiver for a first down is Robbie Anderson at the 33. A little less than a minute and 15 seconds, quarter of a minute, minute and a quarter, whatever. About a minute left in this game. 3 timeouts for both teams, though. Browns will go across the middle. Nice pass breakup, number 28. Is that Eli Apple? Did Eli Apple make an appearance? He's one of our backup cornerbacks, so it could have been him. 3rd and 5. We send a corner blitz, but no corner gets home. Instead, no pass or shed of a tackle. Completed first down. Oh, would have been a great play. Instead, not a good play. Free first down pretty much for the Browns after Baker shed the sack. Get the dump off here. Nice truck there from Williams will get him close to the first down as they call a timeout. The refs do give it to him. 26 seconds. They're at the 7. Looking to tie this game up late. Baker waiting to find someone. Pass rush coming in, and he keeps dropping back, and he fumbles. But his offensive lineman jumps on it. They called their 2nd timeout. 1 timeout remains for them. 19 seconds left in this game. They're at the 21. Baker drops back. Will throw to the outside, completed to Robbie Anderson, brought down at the 15. Their last timeout called. 3rd and goal. If we tackle them inbounds, this game is over. Snap. Baker will find someone. No. Pass rush. Jerome Baker with that sack seals the victory for us. The Battle of Ohio goes to Cincinnati. We might have only won 3 games so far this year, but we have won the state of Ohio. Unfortunately, there's no trophy for it, but bragging rights. A lot of passing. We beat them across the board besides takeaways. More points, more passing yards, rushing yards, more yards per play on average. Fortunately, no forced, or we did almost force a turnover towards the end there, but did not happen to get that. But a huge game here, and we will most likely not be going to the playoffs, but we can at least say that we won the Battle of Ohio today. Both teams now 3-10. We will jump back out of last place in the AFC North. Still not a great season, but we were able to get that victory. 2 of our 3 victories, though. at least to this point. We could possibly still get more against the Browns. We'll go ahead and sim through the rest of the season. This video already sitting at about an hour. Some will be cut out, but try to keep these under an hour. So we will sim on over to the last week. I will also bring you in for some player negotiations before we get to the end of that last week. So that's what we'll jump to. Jump to the future for negotiations. And let's get negotiations underway. And we actually have some big ones. So Zeke Elliott is not interested, but it seems like a lot of these people aren't going to have very high interest for some reason. But we definitely want to try to make sure we keep him around. We don't have a lot of running back options that are as highly rated as Zeke. And it says an expected value is about $7.5 million a season. He's 27, so a 4-year deal I think would be solid for him. We'll just make a slight adjustment here. Would like to make it roughly an even number. Make it 4 years, $30 million. I think that would be solid, at least as a starting offer. You need to do more to convince me this team is right for my future. I'm not exactly interested. I don't know what that means, except we could offer more money. The next one up is Brett Kern. I want to wait until like the closed free agency, because I'm not sure if he's going to retire at 36 years old. Chris Olave, definitely want to keep him around, though. As far as his interest level is about medium. So he's really young. We have plenty of potential with him. So we'll give him a solid offer here. We'll make it a 5-year, $34 million. I think that's something he should definitely take, I would think. And he will sign. So we at least get one of the big guys in. Next up is Jonathan Hankins. And I'm assuming he will regress a little bit. I want to wait until open free agency, or not open free agency, for at least closed free agency to see if we want to make an offer there. Reggie Gilliam, I would like to keep around. He's a solid utility fullback for us at 25 years old. So we will try to bump this up a little bit here. We'll make it a 4-year, $12 million offer. You're going to have to do more to convince me that I can't find a better fit and any more money in free agency. So we could offer him some more money. As for the fit, that's going to be a hard part here with the new way that Madden works, with the way that the tags and motivations and whatnot work. Like, he wants to play, for instance here, Noah Brown wants to play in warm weather state. That's not going to be Ohio. Historic championships, unfortunately not really with the Bengals. They came close, but not really. Noah Brown as a backup guy, we could offer a little bit here. Want to make it somewhat close. We'll go with a 2-year, 6.4. And he will re-sign. So we keep one of our backup receivers at least. And a backup safety here in Derek Forrest. We definitely would like to keep around some of these younger guys. So if we have to offer a little bit more, we will, just to try to make sure everyone stays around. And a lot of these guys, they're going to need convincing. And I'm not sure exactly what that means. Because if no one re-signs for us, then I'm not really sure how the series continues. It'll be interesting. We'll keep Sloman around for a couple years. And I skipped the button before I even saw if he came back. He did not. So we'll continue to need to try to negotiate with him. Mike Boone, backup running back, has some interest. We would like to keep him around as well. Just offer these base ones here, and he will re-sign. So we at least keep our backup running back. Hopefully he's not going to be our starting running back. Dominique Robinson, a backup edge rusher for us here. We'll try to make some of these a 2-year deal just to try to keep people around a bit longer, and he will stay as well. Now, Cody Thompson, I'm pretty sure he spent most of the year on injured reserve, so he's a little bit younger. He's not one that I necessarily need to have back, and he's one that's not sure he wants to come back either, so that works. TJ Carey is one, again, we'll wait for the closed free agency to see how much he regresses. KJ Hill Jr., again, a younger receiver, would like to keep around some of the younger guys. Make it a 2-year deal, and we'll slap on a little bit of a bonus. And again, a lot of these guys aren't certain they want to stay here. Considering they all played for Ohio schools, I would think that they would be interested in staying with an Ohio team, but so far we're not quite seeing that. A lot of these guys don't have much interest at all, so I don't know. We'll see how this ends up working out. Right now, I'm going to offer most of these guys for at least keeping some guys around, but a lot of them are saying they're not sure that this is the team for their future. Let's see. Gilbert here did not play much. Again, not a lot of interest. And it says any future deal needs to account for my interest not being met here. I mean, he's number 2 for us at middle linebacker. I think he would be at least semi-intrigued. He's not going to be a number 2 anywhere else. What about Broughton? He at least has some moderate interest. Any future deal, interest not being met here. I mean, we had moderate interest with him. What about a backup tight end, 63 overall, getting a $1 million offer? Still, I'm having a lot of trouble here getting anyone to re-sign. We might have to end up spending a lot of money just to try to keep someone around. This is a new element here to the challenge. He says the team isn't right, the money isn't right. I gave him $2 million over 2 seasons, and he's a 63 overall. Completely new challenge here with Madden 23. Jared Dokes, another one, just doesn't have much interest in sticking with the team. I'm not sure what we're going to do. We'll see what happens when we get to some other levels of free agency, but so far none of my guys want to stay around. I mean, normally with like past Maddens, it wasn't entirely money-based, or it was entirely money-based, and again, none of these guys want to stick around. Guys that are, most of them would be practice squad players on other teams, they don't want to stick around, so I'm not sure what the plan is going to be here. But we'll have to figure out something. And we're back for round 2 of some negotiations, because we got a lot of guys that we need to really be bringing in, and we're going to just have to offer some more money. I think that's kind of the only way to get around this right now. So Zeke, good running back for us. We're going to need to offer up that kind of money. Looking at 4 years, $9 million a season, puts him well over what the estimated is. So see if that's better. And he needs a bigger offer to overcome the team not being a fit for him. So we're really going to need to pay a lot of money for guys who might not even be that good. Like Gilliam here, we offered $3 million for 4 years for a fullback, which I thought was pretty good. We might need to offer a bit more for him. So let's go with like 2.5 for salary and 2 for bonus. And that will get Gilliam to overlook the fact that we don't meet a lot of his quote-unquote needs. Sloman, our kicker, we can make this a longer deal here and go for a player-friendly option here. About 2.5, 1.2. I mean, that's a good chunk for a 69 kicker. And that will get the job done for him. For a 25-year-old, we'll be turning 26. So a 26-year-old who's 66 overall. We offered about $2.5 million for 1 season. And he didn't take it. And that's honestly not that far off of a very player-friendly deal. So what if we offer that? We'll at least keep around a backup DT. Next up is Broughton, who will be 27, a 66 overall. Player-friendly deal, very player-friendly deal. It's very much in his favor. What if we go with a 2-year deal? How does he feel about that? All right, so definitely need to err more on the side of the player-friendly deals with the team currently as it sits. Jamal Davis II, a backup, like far back up guy kind of for us. Go with a friendly offer. Make it a 2-year deal. And he's really excited about that. Didn't feel like that was that far off of what I was originally offering, that he had no interest in, but at least we're making some headway here. Now a 28-year-old, will be 28-year-old, who is 65 overall. I think a neutral contract offer is what he should really get. And that's He'll sign it. Okay, again, really confusing because some of these guys that aren't signing are getting, or that are signing, were offered a similar contract before, but didn't want it. So, and we are back. Third round of negotiations. Let's see. Last time we gave a 4-year, about $9 million a season. What is, I meant to go up here to the very player friendly, a 6-year and about $9 million. So I don't think that would really do a whole lot. I think we need to bump this up, go with about $11 million a season. 5-year, $11 million. He'll be 28. Make it about 4 years. That is a really good offer for Zeke Elliott, but he is not interested in signing. We'll see what happens in open free agency. Now, Gilbert, you are a backup. We could give you an extra year, and we could tack on a few more to your bonus. And that will get us our backup linebacker. So gone is the days of really not having to pay a whole lot for your backups. Now you have to pay a lot, which will make things interesting when trying to build a team. Still have 2 more deals I would like to get done. Weatherford, a backup guy here for us. Bump this up to 1.4 a season, and I'm pretty sure he just said he's not interested. So it's interesting. I think it's a little overpowered right now. I think they're asking for a bit too much, but it is what it is, and Logan Woodside will remain with the team. So an option for guys like Zeke is that we might need to franchise tag him. That might be a solid option for us. He'll get paid quite a bit, but it is what it is. And we are into the last week of the season. So let's take a quick look at how the last few weeks have gone. Since the Browns game, we went back-to-back victories with a win against the Buccaneers, 28-20, and it was just, we had the lead. It wasn't a fourth quarter comeback or anything like that. We just played the better game. As for the individual stats, Ritter had 306 through the air and a touchdown. He was sacked 3 times, but he completed 81% of his passes. On the ground, Zeke, 17 carries, 80 yards, and a touchdown. We also had 2 rushing touchdowns for Garrett, not sure, Dokes, with 4 carries, 10 yards, 2 of them touchdowns. Receiving-wise, Garrett Wilson continues to impress, just shy of 100 yards. Curtis Samuel, 83. Ruckert continues to put together a solid rookie tight end season. Elliott also had 48 yards and a touchdown through the air. Then Olave didn't really do much in this game. On defense, Von Bell led us in tackles. We had some tackles for loss as well, with Hankins and Holmes each getting 1. We did not have any sacks, but TJ Carey did get an INT. As for the kicking game, 4 for 4 on extra points, no field goals for Sam Sloman, but putting together a solid year for us. We then follow that up by getting destroyed by the Patriots, 23-42. Was not a close one. A lot of yards in this game. Did we just have a lot of turnovers? We didn't have any interceptions, but we didn't have any passing touchdowns. 311 yards, but no passing touchdowns. We're sacked 3 times. 73% completion. Like, he's putting together solid games. Zeke Elliott, 20 carries, 107 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Receiving-wise, Chris Olave, much better game this time, 97 yards. Ruckert was 79, Wilson 53, same as Samuel. And then Zeke also had 16 yards in the air, through the air, yeah. Defensive-wise, Denzel Ward and Warner led us in tackles in this game with, again, 2 tackles for loss, 1 for Hankins, 1 for Hubbard. And we did get a sack with Pete Warner as well. And Sam Sloman, 3 for 3 on field goals, 2 for 2 on extra points. We put together a good-looking game, but we couldn't stop their offense by the seeming look of it. Defense struggled. And then week 17, we came close to a comeback, but lost by 3 points, 35-32. So it was again a close one, but again our defense struggled. They had 455 offensive yards. We got to find a way to slow some teams down. In terms of individual stats, we did have three interceptions, so that's a good thing to notice. But for us, we also had our own turnovers. Desmond Ridder, 235 passing yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, was sacked 4 times, only threw 60% completion. Zeke Elliott did not have a good game, only 38 yards, did have a touchdown. Jared Dokes also had a touchdown. Receiving wise, Ruckert led us with yards with 62. Zeke had a touchdown through the air as well on 53 yards. Wilson 48. Brown actually played a bit with Curtis. Curtis Samuel was injured. Noah Brown 43 yards, and then Olave only 21. He's very hit or miss. He hasn't had a consistent performance. Jerome Baker led us with tackles. Tackles for loss, again another 2. 1 for Holmes and 1 for Malik Harrison. Sack-wise, we had another 2 with Holmes and Tyquan Lewis. And we had some interceptions today, 2 going to Jerome Baker, and then 1 for Denzel Ward. And then 3 for 3 on extra points and 1 for 1 on field goals. So we came close, but the turnovers, I think, at the end of the day probably killed us. So with all of that out of the way, I will take care of the last weekly strategy, save upgrades for the end of the season, and we'll sim to the end of the season. And in fairly fitting fashion, our season ends with another close loss. And we looked like we were trying to make a comeback late, just weren't able to do so. In this game, Desmond Ridder threw for 312 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Also looks like Woodside got out there and completed 1 pass, but not for any touchdowns or anything, so not quite sure what happened there. But Desmond Ridder, 83% completion. He's been solid. We just haven't had that last little bit. And Zeke Elliott, awful game. 12 rushes, 14 yards. That is bad. And Jeremy Ruckert ends his rookie season with 101 yards on 10 catches. Noah Brown, 82 yards. Garrett Wilson, 49. KJ Hill got in for 38 yards and had 2 touchdowns, our only touchdowns on the day. Olave, 28. Zeke, 14. So a really interesting performance for the team, really. And then we had a 3-way tie for tackles. Denzel Ward, Pete Werner, and Bradley Roby each had 8. As for tackles for loss, quite a few, with Werner leading the team with 3. Jonathan Cooper had 2, and then 1 for Jalen Holmes, Tyquan Lewis, and Jonathan Hankins. And we only had 1 sack, Sam Hubbard. And kicking-wise, Sam Sloman ends with 2 for 2 on extra points. If we could have gotten a field goal, we could have tied. Sent it to overtime, maybe got a victory, but that is how the season comes to an end. We'll take a quick look at everyone's stats, and then we'll wrap out this video. We'll start next episode with upgrading some players and then coming up with a plan for open free agency, even our closed free agency, and the draft. So let's see how we did statistically. We had the 30th ranked offense, so need to improve there. Defense was 21st. We're definitely back half of the team, all the teams. Last in points scored, and points allowed, nothing shows up. So I don't know if that's bad or not. In terms of individual stats, Desmond Ridder threw for over 4,500 yards, had 28 touchdowns, did have 15 interceptions, need to clean that up. Woodside for us, a little over 1,500 yards, 11 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, so not very good there. But Ridder did have a solid completion percentage, 63, was sacked 31 times, so about twice a game. Need to clean that up. In total of all the sacks, we definitely were sacked more than twice a game, so need to clean up the rush for us, or I guess the other teams are. The pass blocking needs to be cleaned up. Zeke Elliott goes for a little over 1,100 yards, 10 touchdowns, 1 fumble. Behind him, Ridder had 2 rushing touchdowns. Boone had 2 rushing touchdowns. Doak with 3 that we saw later in the season, but nothing really to speak of in terms of backup running back quality, anything. So really going to need to make sure we keep Zeke, because Boone, I don't believe, could be our number 1 running back. In terms of receiving, our rookie tight end, Jeremy Ruckert, had 100 receptions and came 1 yard shy of 1,000 yards. He had 4 touchdowns on the season. Chris Olave, 833, 3 touchdowns. Wilson, 764 yards, 4 touchdowns. Curtis Samuel, 686 and 2 touchdowns. And then Elliott, 448 and 5. Noah Brown also played a fair bit with 421, no touchdowns. So we spread the ball out a lot, and a lot of different guys got touchdowns, but we didn't have that number one go-to receiver, I would say. Wilson shows the potential to be the number one go-to. Olave has hit or miss games, and Curtis Samuel struggled to stay on the field. He had a lot of injuries this year, but we'll see how well they stick together. Really happy with Ruckert's performance, though. And Petit Ferrer, I already forgot how Google told me to pronounce it. He gave up about a sack a game. Taylor Deckert, 13, so close to a sack a game. Josh Myers, about half a sack a game, so not too bad for the second-year player. Lindsley gave up 5. That's what you expect from him. Norwell gave up 3. Again, what you would expect. So some good, some bad, but that's about what you expect with a team that only won 4 games. Jerome Baker killed it out there, 142 tackles. Some of these guys have to be headed to the Pro Bowl. Tackles for a loss for us. Leader is tied. Jonathan Hankins and Sam Hubbard each have 10. So we're getting some tackles for a loss, but we didn't really have a great pass rush. Tyquan Lewis leads us with 7, but it was very spread out. We didn't really have that guy. So something I would like to work on, see what all is available for us in free agency. Jerome Baker, 4 interceptions. Bradley Roby also has 4. And then we had a few other guys who had some as well. In terms of forced fumbles, I know we forced some this year, but not a whole lot. Looks like we forced 6, 2 for Baker, and then 1 for Ward, Werner, and Cooper, as well as Malik Harris. Now, how many did we recover? Only recovered 4. So not awful. 4 of 6. Could definitely get better. In the kicking department, 40 of 40 on extra points. Sloman hit them all. And then field goal, 19 of 21. That's not bad for a 60-something overall kicker. Sloman will continue to be our kicker next year. But that is the end of year 1. We finished 4-13. We won the Ohio Bowl, but doesn't really help us out much. Both of the Ohio teams here in the AFC North finished 4-13. It's pretty much exactly what we did with the California only. I'm pretty sure we won 4 games the first year, then had 5.5, and then 1, and then we won the Super Bowl. So a lot of promise could still happen. The player contracts will be something new we have to try to work with to bring in as many people as possible, bring in the best people possible, and hopefully get some wins starting to roll in. Then they'd be more likely to stay around. So that will be the plan. Next episode will be the offseason, where we will go through things like the Pro Bowl, see if any of our guys made it, upgrade our players, maybe some coordinator changes, depending. We'll see. And offseason, like the big things of the offseason being free agency and the draft. Not a lot of possible draftees for us, but that is what will be coming next. And we did not take a look at some of those guys that we had the special scouting for. So as we end this episode, we'll take a quick look. The possible draftees. Day 3, Kevin Ramsey is potential undrafted. We've already seen that. There was a center that we looked at. It was Craig Richmond, up to 80%. And we know he has B run block, C pass block, A to B impact block. So an intriguing potential undrafted guy, but nothing spectacular. And then Jonathan Sapp, free safety, is a round 1 talent. So he will be the first guy we go after for sure. And we also need to take a look at that receiver. I didn't look over there. But for Sapp, A catching, A pursuit, A injury looks really solid there. C zone and C man definitely needs to work on it, but has B awareness, so not too bad. C play rec, not too bad of a guy for us. He has mediocre speed, slightly below average to about average. Good agility, okay acceleration. We'll see what we end up getting out of Jonathan Sapp. He will definitely be one of our number one targets because I know we need a free safety. As for that receiver, only 80%. Did we not select him to scout? I feel like that would have finished it up, but still another round of 2 possibility. With the injury concerns around Curtis Samuel, we could look at Rashawn Holiday. We'll find out next episode. So hope you stick around by hitting that subscription button below and ticking that bell notification to be notified of when these videos go live. The state-only, Ohio-only challenge episodes are posted every Wednesday and Saturday. The traditional series with the Cardinals posted every Monday and Thursday. So if you haven't seen that, I suggest you check that out as well. But thank you for watching, and until next time, we'll see you later. Bye.